Good morning, my fellow travelers and history buffs. I am continuing my travels around Charlotte. I'm staying within about an hour's distance from the center of the city and checking out some of the historical sites that are nearby. Today we are in York, South Carolina. We're at Historic Brattonsville. We're checking out about 800 acres. There's about 30 structures here that are either reconstructed or have been moved from other locations to this site. We're gonna walk around, check a few of them out. This is a live museum, so there are interactions and folks in period piece costumes. So yeah, it looks like it's pretty cool. So we're gonna be checking the place out and seeing what we can get into. And this is my first time here, so we're all doing this together.
Think of this place as a neighborhood frozen across 2 centuries. Houses, fields, and outbuildings that quietly tell the stories of everyday life from the Revolutionary era through the 1800s. As you walk, you'll meet costume interpreters cooking at hearths, working the land, and making things by hand. You'll hear about the Bratton family, the neighbors and tenants, and the enslaved people whose labor kept the place running. It's a spot for hands-on history, full of small details that make the past feel real and complicated. The McConnell House is a simple, salt-of-the-earth farmhouse that once sat nearby. When folks realized it needed saving, donors and preservationists carefully took it apart and moved it here to protect it. Inside, you'll see everyday tasks that kept families clothed and fed, like spinning wool. After the sheep are sheared, the fleece is cleaned, carded, and spun into yarn on a wheel. It's a slow, steady craft that connects you to how people made so much of their own lives by hand. The house is as much about those skills as it is about the building itself. The female seminary at Brattonsville shows what education looked like for girls in the 19th century. It wasn't just reading and arithmetic. There were lessons in sewing, music, and other accomplishments meant to prepare young women for household and community roles. The building helps us see the hopes and limits of that era. Education could open doors, but it also came with expectations. Today, preservation work is underway to stabilize the structure and uncover more about the students who walked its floors, so we can tell their stories with more depth and care. The homestead house is one of those anchor places you remember. The family home where daily life unfolded. Cooking, chores, kids, and the rhythms of the seasons. Harriet Bratton is a key figure here. After family losses, she stepped in to manage the farm, overseeing daily operations and decisions that kept the household and fields running. Her leadership shows how women sometimes carried heavy responsibilities in rural life. The house's authentic look even landed a turn in the movie The Patriot, which brought attention and made people more interested in saving the site. Right now, preservation crews are focused on keeping the house standing and looking right, shoring up the structure, restoring porches and trim, matching old paints and joinery, and tending the surrounding landscape. It's hands-on work guided by research and local commitment, so the homestead stays a living, teachable place for visitors. The restored kitchen at Historic Brattonsville is a detached, period-accurate cooking house showcasing 18th, 19th century hearth cooking, tools, and food preparation. Through furnishings and living history interpretation, it reveals daily domestic life and labor, including the roles of enslaved and hired workers. The enslaved house at Historic Brattonsville was a small, utilitarian dwelling where the people who worked the Bratton plantation lived. Built in the late 18th, early 19th century, it housed families in cramped conditions, with simple furnishings and a single hearth. Daily life combined domestic chores, child care, craft work, and rest between long field and house labor. Despite harsh oversight, residents preserved family ties, cultural practices, and forms of resistance. Emancipation in 1865 brought major change. Some stayed as laborers or tenants, others left. And in later years, the house was preserved and interpreted to honor the lives, labor, and legacy of the enslaved community. Another building that was relocated is the Smith House. It's a modest 18th and 19th century workshop/house that was moved to Brattonsville to preserve its historic fabric and illustrate rural trades. Relocated and carefully reassembled by preservationists in 1992, it interprets a combined living and working space where family life and craft production met. Inside, visitors see a historic loom, on display and sometimes demonstrated, showing how household textile production, spinning, weaving, and making cloth from wool or flax was an essential part of self-sufficient farm life. The house and its loom highlight the daily skills that kept rural households clothed and functional. The brick house at Historic Brattonsville is a handsome brick home from the early to mid 1800s, noticeably more refined than the simple wooden houses nearby, which tells you someone invested in quality and permanence. Its rooms would have held both everyday family life and more formal gatherings, and the property even included a little store where the family sold goods and caught up with neighbors, so it functioned as both home and a community spot. This building does appear to be under preservation work, and it looks like in the future they could open up more portions of the house to the public. Time will tell. And as we wrap up our tour of historic Brattonsville, we find ourselves at the ancestral enslaved burial grounds. It's at the end of a long dirt road, and it's a quiet, solemn place marked by simple field stones and unmarked plots. It's said to hold the graves of approximately 460 individuals whose lives and labor shaped this very place. Please treat the site with respect, stay on the paths, don't walk on the graves, and just take a moment to remember the people that are buried here.